Hello to the Sonic Vision Studios behind the scenes YouTube channel. This is my channel just to show stuff that I'm working on and talk a little bit about the behind the scenes sort of information. Yeah, if you're interested, if you're not, hey, go click on some playful cats or something. I'm sure there's plenty of other videos. Anyway, right now I am working on the Moa Awards, night and day, night and day. It's a big job, and it's probably even bigger this year than it was last year. What the Moa Awards are is a special night designed to see the best digital media that students have made in several of the local schools. The schools being Matapu, Aroa, Kaponga and Opunake. And children have been working for the last couple of months on their entries. There's digital poster, there's short movie, there's music videos, animation, blogging, heaps of different categories. And they work on their media and then they submit them. They all get sent off to get judged. And then on the Moa Awards night, everyone finds out the results. So I'm tasked with putting together the visuals for the show. And something we did last year, which went down really well, was I had a few little intro bits with the Transformers. And we had Optimus Prime saying some words and stuff, talking about the Moa Awards, which was quite groovy. This year decided, hey, you need to do something similar to that. What could we do? And one of the principals had suggested Star Wars. I had been thinking of Star Wars myself, but I did think it would be too hard just because I went through the story and what do you do? Star Wars is actually a really big thing, really big universe. And we've got limited amount of time. People aren't coming to watch a Star Wars movie. They're coming to see their children's awards and their digital media be presented. So therefore, it was quite a daunting prospect. But with Star Wars 7 on the horizon at Christmas, it is timely to explore Star Wars. Now, I really love the original movie from 1970s. And that movie really blew me away back in the day and made me excited about filmmaking, which is why I make films now. So I have a lot to be thankful for, Mr. George Lucas, etc., etc. Anyway, enough waffle. So we are making a Star Wars intro. And to start that off, right here what you're seeing is Premiere. And I have put the story into 3 parts. Our first part is right at the start of the night. I've just called it the Star Wars intro. The second part is our after the intermission. Okay, gets us back into the show, back into the little story. And then the final little clip is here, and that is the announcement of the Supreme Award, which is kind of like the big award that they give away on the night. Hey, so I was tasked with putting a bit of a story together, and obviously I kind of wanted to fit in the Star Wars universe, but to do a complete breakdown of what happens even in just one of the movies was going to be crazy. So I've basically taken characters, made up my own basic little story, which is simple and cute and hopefully easy to understand. Now, the start of that process, once I had sort of written it, was to do storyboarding. Okay, so if I just bring you here, and I'm going to turn off a couple of these video layers, and I'll just show you what my amazing storyboarding looks like. There you go, bit of that, bit of that, bit of that. Everyone running. Sometimes you just write titles. Okay. So that is what my storyboarding looks like. And I have really learned over the years to do it quick and do it down and dirty. And don't worry about sketching and pretending that you're making something that looks really beautiful. Overall, I'm really usually the only person that sees my storyboard. And so it's really just a visual reference for me to be able to understand what shot I'm trying to get in the moment when I film people. And that's why it's just way quicker to do a nice quick little sketch. Sometimes I do quite a bit of text just to explain what's going on. There's nothing much here, but in some of the other storyboard bits, I will do that just so that I have that visual representation of what's happening in the moment. Now, something else, I mean, one of the things that I'm quite good at is working with sound, and obviously movies, sound is very important. So down here, this is all the audio and the pieces, and I went through the Star Wars soundtrack and chose bits of music that I felt fitted the moments in the story. Alright, so I went through, laid out the soundtrack, and that really helped me get the timing of certain bits that I wanted to fit in there. Once I was done with that, I went into production, which is filming people, and to do that efficiently with green screen, what I did is I actually made separate sequences of the videos, so I could put these markers, see these green markers up the top. Okay, now it's a bit hard to see what's going on and stuff, but trust me, these green markers mean something. Basically, I've made two sequences for Luke. One is Luke mid, which means all of the shots in this area, this sequence, are just mid shots or close-ups of him. So that means I don't have to have him walking around all over the place and changing the camera too much. I can actually kind of set the camera up, you know, just work on getting it focused and getting him in frame, and he can just stay on one spot and do all the acting in that one spot. I mean, it's the magic with green screen is that you are in one location, and how you define that location is up to you, and you can do that later as well, of course. So these are all the mid shots. I might have a couple here that you can kind of see. There's a mid shot. Alright, putting them there. Might have a couple here. Oh yeah, some talky bits. We got a few talky bits here. Another talky bit. Alright, so all those bits I was able to just scrub to the place on the computer and then tell our actor, who is Jared Chiddington, what to do at that time. Over here, here's the sequence for body shots. Let's see what we've got here. Alright, he's not there. He's not there. Hang on, I just got to turn this on. Let's turn these guys on. Go back to the body. Okay, here he is. Okay, so all the bits where I needed him to see all of him, once again I reset up the camera and got all that ready and got him to move around on the set. There he is. Yeah, and it was just really efficient way to do it. The quickest way to be able to film these guys, which is awesome. Alright, then once the filming was done, we come down to editing. As you can see, a shot like this hasn't been made yet. What I've done, let's go to the actual place. There it is. Let's zoom in on the timeline. So basically I'm layering our characters, I'm adjusting the starts and the ends, I'm doing a little bit of basic left and right, putting them in the frame where I think they should fit, and even a little bit of resizing, like I think you'll find, nope, let's just have a look there, like the scale of that is 118, scale of Chewie, okay. So we've done some resizing just to get them kind of in the frame, possibly in the right place. All right, all these guys were filmed at separate times. So if I turn them off, we started with Lorraine. Boom. We add the Chewy. Nice. Finally, Mr. Jared himself. All right. And so yeah, basically I lay the clips out. They look dirty, etc., etc. They haven't been worked on yet. But once I have that, then I copy them and I'll move them into After Effects for actually doing the hard work. And I will go to After Effects now. And right now, of course, a big part of Star Wars is lightsabers. And a part of anyone who loves Star Wars, which has got to be quite a few people, lightsabers is quite special. It's the old classic sword fighting, but with a twist and a difference, of course. So, here is Jared and Darth Vader fighting. And this is a real time-consuming process to turn the lightsaber into something that looks a bit more decent than the plastic that it was. And so what I'm doing is, at the moment, I've kind of got a white solid, and I'm adjusting these points every frame. Okay, it has to be done every single frame, which is terrible and time consuming, but the results will end up looking amazing. So this is kind of how it looks at the moment. Okay, there we go, we've got to a point where it doesn't move anymore. So I'm working frame by frame. I'll just show you a new frame, what you have to do. You have to adjust these points. Turn that off so I can actually see where we are. There we go. Okay, and you'll notice too that I've actually extended the swords, because these swords are a little bit made for children, I think. And so their length is not quite as cool as it could be. So I'm actually extending the length. So there's one frame. If I go to the next frame, let's do this one as well. Just to show you. Very time consuming. I'm doing the swords kind of almost first, just because as you get into it and more fatigued, I don't think I want to do this in 2 or 3 weeks' time, that's for sure, especially when you're under way more pressure. So that's what that looks like. We'll turn it on, looks like that. Now the cool thing, once you've got all that rocking, okay, boom, you get something that ends up looking like that. Which is pretty fabulous. It's awesome to think that with a bit of skill and a computer, just about anyone can make a lightsaber these days. Alright. Now, the fight sequences are pretty hardcore. Let's go back to Premiere and have a quick look at them. Where are we? This is what that looks like when their swords come out. I'll just show you.
Chit chat. Let's fight.
Wicked. And here's the fight sequence I'm working on right now. The guys did a great job. That's the brother Chittertons. Apparently they used to sword fight lots as children, so they had some skills. I've put in all those sound effects which just really add to it. Obviously it feels like Star Wars. When these guys have got glowy, their swords glowing, it is going to look like Star Wars, that's for sure. So that's sort of where we're at, and a little bit of behind the scenes of the Moa Star Wars Classic. We're looking at all up the Star Wars film. On the night will be, altogether, will probably be about 10 minutes long, which is quite a substantial little film to be made in this way. Definitely takes forever and isn't just something that you push a button and it's going to all happen for you. The biggest part has just been working out the stories, working out the angles and how it needs to be done. Now that hard work is done, which is all prep, I can just concentrate mainly on putting it together now. And yeah, that's just time consuming more than anything else. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy that. Let's finish with a little bit of a trailer that may not be seen any other way, but let's just check this out.